What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be breaking down a couple of different website platforms for those of you that are looking to start your pest control business specifically. Again, just like all the other content on this channel, it's not just for pest control companies specifically. That's the business that I am in with our preferred pest management company out of the Dallas, Texas area. But this will also apply to those of you that you're looking to start maybe a landscape business, yard business, pool business, plumbing, electrician, HVAC, all that type of stuff. If you're in any type of tradesman industry, then this video will probably, help you out in terms of maybe, picking your website provider. We'll go over, pricing, positives and negatives of each of them, which I think is, the best bang for your buck. And, just my personal experience with each one of these. I've used 3 of them now since we started our business back in 2020. And we'll start with the very first one that I use, and we'll go all the way up to who I'm using presently. You all know, those of you that have been tuning into the channel for a while now, which, by the way, if you're not subscribed already and you want future content like this, definitely hit the subscribe button below and hit the bell icon beside it. That way you don't miss any future content to help you, grow and scale your business this year, or start it if you haven't started already. We're using WordPress through our CRM platform, Gorilla Desk. They're kind of, quote unquote, managing it for us at the moment, and we've been using them for just over a year now. But we'll go and start with who we use in the beginning, which is Weebly, who we also use, shameless plug for our new business. For those of you that are looking for, any type of assistance, starting or getting your business off the ground, we have another business as well. You can contact us, put your info in there, let us know what type of service you're interested in. If you want us to manage your Google page or anything like that, you can put it in there. Or if you just want a simple consultation, we can set that up as well. But this website was actually built through Weebly as well. It's a very straightforward platform. It integrates directly with Square because Square now owns Weebly. So it gives you a bunch of options, and they even have their own checking account now, which makes it very good for those of you who, you need your money right away, because instead of needing to, when you use a company like Stripe, there's usually, that 2-day processing, or even with Square, there's the processing time if you're trying to go from Square or Stripe or whoever you may be using to your business checking account. But Square now has their own business checking account, and if you use their website platform and you integrate, Square within that website, then you can create a business checking account through Square. And as soon as you get a sale through your website, not even through the website, but through your service business, then you could literally have those funds in your business checking account immediately. And there's no fees for that either. A lot of times you can cash out instantly with like Square, Stripe, etc. to your, say Chase business checking or Capital One or whatever the case may be. But there's usually like a 1% fee or something like that. So, very good, update that they've had since I last used Weebly. We used them back in 2020 when we first started the business. And they have a couple options here for you guys. For business specifically, I would suggest starting out with at least a professional account. You could do performance if you want. There's not a big, price increase or anything like that. These are their annual prices as well. You can also do month to month. It's not a huge difference. You're looking usually about a $3 to $4 a month difference. So if you're on edge and you don't know if you're going to stick with them, you can always try it out, and then you could always switch to annually if you wanted to in the future as well. All of them come with you can connect your domain, add more customization. You can even buy a domain through them if you want to. This is the one that we did for our business. We just started for you guys. This is a quote unquote professional website. This one isn't a great example because we literally just do this together. I have some kinks to work out with like the images and stuff like that, but it's a great website overall. We can go in here and select it just to give you all an idea of what you'd be looking at essentially overall. I thought that they would show what's all within that, but let's see, maybe if we scroll down here, there we go. So site features, you can see here, there's just from the personal to professional, you get a bunch of add-ons right off from the bat, and you can put third-party embedded code, which is a must, which pretty much all of them have. The free one, it's just not really going to be worth it. even the personal, that's going to be more so for like if you're starting a blog specifically, or, you're starting some sort of really small side business. For those of us that are starting, professional, service businesses like a pest control business, etc. Like I said, you're going to want to stick with professional. And if you're really serious about your business, or you've had, I wouldn't do the performance package until you know for sure that you like the Weebly platform. At that point, you can always look to upgrade, your account. You can see here that, you're really not getting a whole heck of a lot of difference other than until you get down to performance. So when it comes down to performance, you can do things like accept payments through PayPal. You can have item reviews. These are more so going to be for, people that are doing e-commerce. Not necessarily for those of us that, are starting, a pest control, HVAC, service business. If you're going to be using this for service business, in my opinion, the professional package, it's going to come with everything you need. It's going to come with, those SEO capabilities where, you can put in, your specific headlines, descriptions, all that type of stuff. Your lead capture with forms. You can plug in Instagram feed if you want, pop-up notifications as well, to say, hey, whenever like someone's been on a website for 3 seconds and then boom, you get those little pop-up ads. You can put those as well if you want. You still have the basic, phone support, chat and email support. The only difference there is, priority support, whatever that's supposed to mean. So it's up to you if you think you need it. In my opinion, you don't. I've only ever used the professional. I just couldn't justify the over 100% price difference for that. Like I said, if you're running e-commerce, different story. But for those of us that run service businesses, professional is going to be the route you go. And like I said, it's going to be pretty basic overall. It's a very easy platform. To put in perspective for you guys, I made this entire website within about 2 to 2.5 hours. It's very easy to learn. It's very, it's not difficult whatsoever. It may, if it's your first time ever creating a website, it's probably going to take you a little bit longer. I've created and messed with websites for, 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. So I have a little bit of experience with it. Overall, I would rate it as probably the easiest website platform of the three. GoSite is pretty, who we'll talk about here in a second. They're pretty easy to mess with as well. It's a little more involved. You might have to contact their support for a couple things. But overall, it's very easy, easy platform to navigate overall. They create a basic, you go through a couple questions and they'll actually create like a basic, starter page, like a home page for you, and then from there you can go in and add more, to your menu, all that type of stuff, and just start playing around with it. And it's they have a very quick website platform. Is like the website you're going to have is going to be very quick as well. It's right around Google standard of 2.5 second load time. On average, whenever tested, it's usually popping up around 2.3 to 2.8 seconds. So right around where Google wants your website speed to be at 2.5 seconds. So like I said, overall for the price, you can't really beat it. If you paid for a whole year, you're talking less than $150 for the year. Of course, you still got to purchase your custom domain. That's usually going to be about $20 a year if you just pay per year. I'm trying to think if there was any other cost associated with the website. So you have the 144, the 20, so we're up to about $165. I feel like there might be one. They have apps that you can add to it as well. I'm trying to see if there's any way that we can see their specific apps. They have apps in here that you can pay for as well. Like if you want to connect your CRM directly to this and stuff like that, that's where it can add up, because a lot of them are right around like, $20 a month. So then, the prices can definitely start going up. But for a basic standard, just kind of getting your business started, you're looking all in all around $165 for the year to get your website started. And like I said, you could literally have it up and running in for sure less than a day. Even if you have no experience, you could have a website up and going that you can, edit as you go in less than a day for sure. The only thing that I have not figured out yet, which I'm going to toy around with our website on here that we have, I'm going to see if we can create a blog. I believe you can, because they have that free basic use option, which usually, and the personal as well, those are usually geared more towards bloggers. So I am going to attempt to create a blog on there, and I'll let you guys know if we're able to do so or not. I'd be shocked if we can't, but I haven't tried it yet, so I'll let you guys know, because obviously blogging and uploading content is very important to, website SEO and stuff. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated about that. I believe you can. Like I said, the fact that we were able to go in here and upload, our YouTube videos and stuff, that's a pretty good sign. I'm pretty sure you can create a blog, but if for some reason, you can't, I'll let you guys know in the description of this video as well. Our next website platform that we're going to look at is GoSite. So GoSite is a little bit different than Weebly from the standpoint that usually you're going to have somebody from GoSite directly reach out to you who's kind of like your own kind of, customer support person, essentially, your go-to. And the pricing is going to be a lot more. This is where you're kind of going up. It's like tiers, essentially. Tier 2 is going to be kind of GoSite. GoSite, they tend to have a little bit more in terms of SEO services. Trying to see if they have like descriptions in here as well. So as you can see, you have your mobile app on the go, which is a plus, which Weebly now has as well, which they did not have in the past. But everything that was involved in Weebly is also going to be in GoSite. You can also do, this is kind of like an all-in-one platform, so to speak. You can do your invoicing through here, recurring invoices. You can set up your appointments, review request as well. That's another cool tool that they have, similar to Gorilla Desk. They have a review request, as well. What else do we have in here? So it does integrate with your Google My Business, QuickBooks Online, Facebook, Thumbtack. It's a great platform for service businesses specifically, in my opinion. They will also, a lot of times, if you go with like the Business Pro or Business Pro Complete, they will list you within the directories that we talk about, like Yellow Pages and stuff like that. I believe they'll list you in like up to 75 to 100, something like that. So, if you don't have the time to go through and enter your business's information and all of those, it might be a good decision for you. This is actually, I believe, the plan that we went with, the Business Pro Plus. Is something like $1,000 to $2,000 for a year whenever we paid up front. Prices, I'm sure, just by the looks of it, have gone up. Plus, if you get referred by somebody, a lot of times you can get a discount. I'll try to see if I can hook something up for you guys. If so, I'll leave a link in the description. Either way, I'll leave links to all of these platforms in the description. But if I am able to get some kind of referral link that could help you guys out, I'll put it down there for sure and label it so you guys know it's a referral link. Because if I remember right, I got a pretty good discount because I was referred to them by another pest control owner as well. And within the website, of course, you have all the basic stuff, just like on the Weebly platform. The downside is all of these are really only going to apply if you do the Business Pro Complete. So maybe that was the one that I had, actually. And they've changed these a bit because I know I did not pay over $3,000 for my website. But yeah, this one, for that price, in my opinion, I would just skip over GoSite, in all honesty. Like I said, if you're able to get a referral link, which, like I said, I'm going to try to get that for you guys if possible. And if so, I'll put that link in the description box below. But as you can see, $224 a month for the year would be somewhere around $2,500 to $3,000, something. Not quite, maybe right at $3,000 actually. So it's not really worth it, in my opinion, just being completely honest. It was a good, like I said, middle package. We were in the process of realizing that Weebly just wasn't quite enough. And again, they've made some major upgrades since we last used them. May even someday go back to them. It's hard to say. But at the time we were using them, it was just a little bit too limited for us. And that was when we looked to GoSite to look to get more website leads and stuff like that. But like I said, we only paid like $1,500 for the whole year. If you're able to get that rate, it's definitely, not a bad platform whatsoever, but I'm not willing to, suggest it to you guys for anything over $1,500 a year. It just wasn't that great overall, in my opinion. We were with them for maybe, we signed up, let's put it this way, we signed up for a whole year and we left after like 8 months. I just cut my losses, quote unquote, moved on. And that was when we hopped over to WordPress. So WordPress has all these different options, of course. You have your free and personal, like all of them. And then you start to hop into more of like the premium, business, commerce, and then enterprise. Enterprise, obviously, most of you are not going to be able to, do this early on, unless if you have a lot of funding or, you got stacks, essentially, because these websites start at, 25 grand on up per year. These are going to be like the Terminex, the Orkins, those type of websites, which if you have that money, congrats, go ahead and do it. But most of you are going to be probably best with the business account, where you get all the options of the premium package, as well as installing the plugins and themes, which is a must. Unrestricted bandwidth, again, another must. Global edge caching, high burst capacity, web application firewall, just all this stuff that you are definitely going to want for your website. And this one, I mean, and then there's more in there too. And look at the storage difference down there. 13 gigabytes, bam, 200. Cannot stress enough that is a huge upgrade for sure. Your website's gonna overall run quicker. It's gonna be safer. Just in my opinion, it's worth the extra $17 a month. I mean, you're talking an extra $170 to $200 a year for all these different features that come in it. The real-time backups, that's awesome. So for example, when you're typing a blog or editing a page, it's kind of like Google Drive, where it will save it. Like you finish typing, boom, it saves automatically. That is awesome for when life happens, you don't pay attention, your laptop dies or something. That has saved my butt a few times, to say the least. And then of course you have tools for SEO, the plugin auto updates. You're gonna want plugins and stuff on your website, obviously, and some of those you will have to pay for as well. So I don't want to make it seem like these are just cheap websites overall. Same with Weebly, you're gonna have to pay for some plugins if you want them. However, there are a lot of free ones as well that you definitely want to take advantage of. And in my opinion, the Get Business option is, like I said, probably going to be the best option for those of you that are just starting out, or you've been running your business for a while and you want a better website. This is probably going to be the best option overall, in my opinion. That is like I said, this is a WordPress website right here. You can take a look at mine and see what you think overall. I'm always kind of editing to it, and we have, of course, our get a quote in 60 seconds or less. This is Gorilla Desk's specific plugin. It's essentially $250 a month for the plugin, as well as them hosting it for you. So say you have an issue with your website, or like right now we're having that issue with Google Ads, where tracking the website conversions. They're handling that for us, instead of having to try to just quote unquote figure it out yourself. They handle all that stuff for us. This is kind of just our basic home page. And then of course you have your contact us at the bottom. And then of course you have, your list of services, areas you service, about us, contact us, then you have your blog, call for a free estimate at the top. Didn't realize I used the same picture for back-to-back blogs. That sucks. But you have your list of, all your catalog of all your different blogs that are updated for, keywords and all that stuff. We can even click on one just so you all see kind of what it looks like for a blog. This one's pretty short. Again, just trying to stuff some keywords in there, trying to get some more internal links to our website. We have the get a quote, on the sidebar as well, for as people are scrolling through the blog, and if they want a quote, they can go ahead and get a quote right there. And then, just your overall, just a basic blog. This one's like just a little 500 word blog, nothing crazy. And this is actually a good time to mention that, if you think you don't really have the time to worry about doing blogs and stuff like that, that is part of, what we offer now with our services and whatnot. That is under our blog writing service. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link to our, to this website, not just this service page, but like our overall website, and you all can take a look at the services and whatnot, see if there's anything, that you think that we can help you all out with. Again, I always stress, you can do everything that I do yourself. It's just a matter of, are you willing to put in the hundreds, if not thousands of hours of time, to do that type of stuff. So, a good example, I thought there was like an example of one recently. So let's just look at this one. Can I get rid of bed bugs myself? Why DIY tactics are ineffective. This one, I forget if this is a long blog or not. No, this one is not that long. It's not that long of a blog. This one, if I recall, is like 750 words, something like that. But as you can see here, we put in a Q&A. I love to put Q&As within a blog post. And then, of course, you put your conclusion. You want to have usually within a blog, depending on the length of a blog, at least 1 or 2 internal links. This one, we specifically plugged one in at the end to, take us to our bedbug service, bedbug services. Another example would be, let's see if I can find one here we've done recently. If we can get it loaded up here. Let's see. Give you all like the best example possible. So, man, we do a lot of blogs. A lot of these blogs that we do too, especially for my website, they tend to be what are classified as like shorter content. Shorter content is going to be anything, less than, 500 words. A lot of the blogs that like we offer in terms of like the service that we'd offer to you all, they are 500 words plus. The ones that are less than 500 words, those are good and all too. But in terms of actually you don't want to keyword stuff. I can't stress that enough. To avoid keyword stuffing, you're going to want to put a lot of, quality content in there. This is a good example here. This one about commercial pest control. You can see, what are the keywords that we're trying to target. Commercial pest control, where, and rock wall. We got rock wall in there twice in our headline, commercial pest control, and then you can see commercial pest control, pests found, and rock wall. Rock wall is mentioned in the headlines. We have commercial pest control right from the beginning of the article. Rockwall, Texas, right at the beginning of this. Rockwall, businesses, different pests. What else we got in here? Again, commercial pest control services for businesses in Rockwall. Just making sure to spread everything throughout and making it not too obvious that, your keyword stuffing, giving some good quality information as well. Not just, trying to throw up a random post or anything like that. Putting in some photos here and there to grab their attention. This one has 2 or 3 photos if I recall. Yeah, 2. You have 1, and then you have your featured photo. Usually my rule of thumb is like 1 or 2 photos for every, 500 to 750 words. That's just kind of my rule of thumb. Could probably even plug one in here if I really wanted to, but the reason I didn't was because we were kind of listing, damages, financial loss, hazards. Didn't want to like fill up, picture. Some bloggers will. I don't, just because, we're in the service industry. We're not trying to, sell products or anything necessarily. We're just talking about the service and all, not just the service, but, in this case, risks of not having commercial pest control. And then, of course, your conclusion. This one does not have a Q&A. I've been experimenting, actually, since we've been blogging a lot since January, February, in terms of, like, which perform the best. Ones with Q&As, ones without Q&As. Haven't really noticed a big difference. If I were to give a slight edge to one or the other, I would say the ones with Q&As tend to perform better. The reason for that, if you go over here and type in, and I know we're kind of veering off to a different subject, but, this does tie into your website ultimately. Because the whole point that I'm going on right now is you need to create content for your website. Otherwise, I don't care which platform you use for your website. If you're not publishing content frequently, you're not going to show up on Google, or you are going to show up on Google, but you're going to be on like page 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, way down where no one's going to find you ultimately. But back to the Q&A thing, if we were to type in, for example, how much does pest control cost? Which is a common question, right, for people that are, pricing around, trying to make sure they're not getting screwed, anything like that. Down here, where you see different kinds of questions, see how this company, they have a blog right here, and Google literally outlined you can pay between $400 and $950 per year for general pest control service. They answered the question. So this blog post right here that they created, which was made almost a year ago, it's all the way to the top of Google. Literally. So these are sponsored, and then boom, he's number 1 on Google for the search term. So he's probably getting a bunch of, website traffic through this blog. And you can see here, he's not even a pest control company. He's literally making money off of ads, essentially. He probably has a Google AdSense account. And, he lists a bunch of information in there. With a lot of keywords. This is a quality article right here. I bet you this one is actually a lengthy one. This is probably a 1,000 to 2,000 word article. Boom, look there, Q&A. He's got Q&A down there. And that's proof right there. Like I said, if I were to give the slight advantage, I would give it to the people that put Q&As in their blogs. And that is actually part of what we do as well within our blog writing service. We put a Q&A in every single one of your blog posts, which leads me to the next point is you can see these are questions that people are asking. And anytime we search something on Google, I'm sure you guys see where it says people also ask, and you have these little drop downs. They're literally giving you they're giving you answers that are within articles. So for example, how much is pest control per month? So you can see here, blah, 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 blah. This was his table. So then you get the link to, your blog post. Let's see if there's another one. Should pest control be done annually? So you can see here, this allpestsolutions.au is shown, they have their answer. It should be done at least once a year, blah, 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 blah. This is quoted directly from the article. So a lot of times you can get Google to actually help push your content by having answers to specific questions. We shouldn't be writing blog posts just for the hell of it. Doing stuff like that, you're not going to get ranked. In all honesty, you might even get dinged from Google. That's one thing we focused on a lot over the last 2 to 3 months is what is Google looking for in our blogs. And I'll probably do a specific post about this that will upload to the show on the website as well for you guys. It'll be on YouTube. All these are YouTube videos, of course. But like I stress, you can always do everything yourself. It's just, do you have the time to do it, and are you willing to do it? And, all those limiting factors, essentially. But that's what I've been focusing on the most in terms of blog writing is, what is Google wanting? And the answer is clear and obvious. They want us to answer people's questions, essentially. What are people so what you need to do is you need to go in and figure out what are people asking, what are people needing whenever they look up stuff related to your field, be it pest control, HVAC, plumbing, etc. Plumbers, for example. How much does a plumber cost? So if we look right here, we have sponsor, 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 boom. Right from the get, Joe Castro Plumbing is number 1 on Google, and looky there, blog posts. So what does Google want? They want you to answer people's questions. Clear, cut, and obvious. So, again, have some questions down there. How much does plumber charge per hour? Boom. This oldhouse.com plumbing/reviews. That's interesting that it's not a blog. Let's take a look at that, actually. Oh, looky here, though. This old house, I think this is this is a plumbing website still. So this is a blog, I believe. Reviews by this old house team. This is a blog, but it's a review type of blog. So it's a little bit different. But this is overall still a blog, which, like I said, look, it's ranking up at the top of Google. These two are ranking at the top because they answered questions. So if you're going to try to write the blog yourself, start with answering questions. Put a Q&A in your blog because those are the ones that tend to be ranking the best. We didn't even pay attention to that. Let's see if he has a Q&A down there. So they highlight, that's the other cool thing. They'll highlight the specific part and take you to that part of the article as well, right from the get-go. So, wow, that's crazy. He doesn't even have a Q&A in there. But what did he do? He answered the question right from the get-go. So this is another form of blogging. This is short content, and look, it's not even that old either. This is short content in terms of, blog. This is definitely less than 500 words. But what did he do? He looked up things that people were searching for, and he made sure to answer it right away from the beginning of the post. Plumbers in Texas typically charge $25 to $250 an hour for most jobs. Yada, yada, yada. He goes on to explain some of that, and then look what he does there. He does a perfect job of highlighting where he works, where the business is located, and, great job overall by this plumbing company, assuming they're the ones that wrote it and not some SEO guy. I do not think this was an SEO company that did it, just by how small that article is, but that just shows how easy it can be if you're willing to, put in the work and figure out what you need to do. So, I know we went off on a little tangent there for a second, but I wanted to show that just because I can't stress enough the power of a blog on your website. when it comes to your Google Analytics, or not Google Analytics, I mean, yeah, your Google Analytics, but also your Google Search Console, our clicks have been going up drastically ever since we've been doing blog posts. If we look over the last, 12 months. So we had 28 clicks within the last 20 or 27, like 27 clicks within the last 28 days, pretty much one click a day. Where if you look over the last 12 months, it shows we only had 156 clicks over the last 12 months. So what does that tell you? That tells you that since we've been, we can even look at like the last 3 months. Last 3 months, 80 clicks, again, almost 1 click per day, versus, last 12 months, not even a click per day. Less than half a click per day. And you can see the proof's in the pudding. We have multiple days with, 4 clicks per day, 3 clicks per day, et cetera, where, you go back here, look at that. We had, a whole week? The 9th through the 20th, almost 2 weeks with no clicks. That's insanity. And, a lot of people focus too much on what's your average position. Your average position is going to look low, and even CTR is going to look low whenever you're looking at your overall website, because you got to think with every blog post and every page that you have, we have so many different pages, 111 total pages. You're going to have some pages that just don't rank very well. You obviously want to work on that. We are trying to work on actively right now getting our service pages ranking better, because we're getting a lot of impressions, but we're not ranking very well. So that's what we've been trying to work on recently. You can see that was the 54. We were ranked 54, 55 for Frisco, for example, for a rolling 12 months. If we look at Frisco right now, it's saying 76, which that has randomly dropped. Let me see here. What the hell happened? Yeah, we randomly dropped. So whatever edit I made, clearly Google did not like. So I need to go in there and figure out, and this is a prime example of this stuff is a constant tweaking, trial and error. Clear example of a case where I made an error on this page. I need to figure out what the hell happened so we can at least get back up to page 3, page 4, because being down at page 7, page 8, obviously you're not going to get, any traffic. I'm surprised. Yeah, we have impressions still, but no clicks. So that makes sense. So that's a, prime example of you need to go in here and make sure that everything's, functioning properly. But my whole point in terms of, going and focusing on your blog posts are, by writing blog posts, you're going to drive more traffic to your website. And that's what I was actually referring to before I got sidetracked by my issue with whatever edit I made there. Whenever we look at the last 3 months since we started publishing blog posts back near the end of January, February, you can see we've been getting a lot more clicks. Like I said, last 3 months, a click per day. Where again, just one more time, we can go back to 12 months. You can see we were getting, what is going on? Didn't it just say 156 clicks? Oh, I know what it is. It wasn't set on USA. It took off. That's one thing you got to pay attention to. Another video that I need to do for you guys, how to make sure you have your Google Search Console set up. So see, if that dropped a click. Now, if we go back and look at the last 12 months, this is going to make more sense. But it says 156. There you go. 156 clicks. So that is why I cannot stress enough you have it set up right, because since we did not have US on our filters, it counted 70 to 80 just complete bullshit clicks from, spammers overseas. So now it all makes sense now. But still, overall, we still have that massive drop off. So I'll do a video update for you guys, letting you know what happened once I figure that out. But wrapping this video up, I know we've been, going at it for a while now. I'm always giving you all more information than what the video was even intended for. So I hope you guys have appreciated that and liked the video. If you do, definitely hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate that. But just wrapping it up, in terms of if I were to rank the 3 website platforms from best to worst in terms of your bang for buck, I think best to worst, I would have to do WordPress as number 1. I would have to do Weebly as number 2. Then I'd have to do GoSite as number 3. GoSite, I like I said, for less than $1,500, if you can get the Business Pro Complete package, which is their best package, for less than $1,500 a month, or $1,500 a month, $1,500 a year, I would go for it. especially if, if that just seems like a platform that you would like. But I didn't even have that great of an experience myself. They have a lot of limiting factors when it comes to SEO and tracking and this and that on their platform. In my opinion, I would just not even do GoSite altogether. I would stick with either Weebly or WordPress. There's really, just to go back to them one more time, there's not a huge price difference. You're talking roughly about $140, $150 price per year difference for their, overall package. At the end of the day, WordPress is definitely the superior platform, but if you're very, very tight on money, you can't go wrong with using a Weebly website. Well, there's one last option for those of you that have stuck through this whole video, because I appreciate you guys so much. There's a company too called Square Up. It's another website builder. I've not used them, so I can't honestly say whether I would use them or not, but it is another platform, if nothing else, you all can look to. I've heard a lot of good things about them. There's a lot of service businesses that use them. They actually have service business templates that you can start out with. Like I said, I know their pricing overall is very, very similar to that of WordPress. It's not even close to Weebly pricing, but I know it's right up there with like WordPress pricing. So if you want to try them out, I'll leave a link for them in the description as well. If you want to get more information about them, I'll leave it in there. Like I said, in terms of templates, they have a template for just about anything and everything. An online store, blogs, memberships. Could have swore I saw something about like service businesses as well. Let's see, local businesses, I believe, or no, you'd want to do either local businesses or professional services. I believe the professional services one is the one that we would be, looking to go after. And again, these are just templates. It's not like saying like that your website's gonna look like this. You would obviously edit everything, the photos, all that type of stuff. But yeah, the ones that you probably look at would be like, these home builder ones, stuff like that. They have so many templates. It's crazy. I forget how many they have now. I felt like someone said 1,500 on a video that I watched the other night. So like I said, I'll leave a link down below if you all want to take a look at them as well. I've personally never used them. This is just a bonus option for those of you that have watched this whole video, because I know I've been all over the place giving you all a bunch of information, and I just appreciate you all tuning in and supporting the channel and whatnot. Just wanted to give you all that extra option. And like I said, I've heard nothing but great reviews. I haven't heard any bad reviews about this website platform. Very, very, good platform overall from what I've heard. Just haven't used them myself. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it for this video. The main thing is just know you're going to pay some money. In most cases, the more money you're going to pay, the better, but not always. Like we talked about with GoSite, their website platform is way too expensive for the product that they give. And then, like I said, things to keep in mind is, regardless of who you go with, a lot of them are going to have add-ons and plugins and stuff that a lot of times there are free ones, but there are some really good ones that you do have to pay for. So keep that in mind as well when creating your website. See if they offer any free trials, anything like that. Like I said, I'll leave in the description box below the website platforms we discussed today, which were, again, Weebly, WordPress, Square Up at the end, and then, of course, GoSite. And I'll leave those in the description box below. And then, like I said, I'll leave in the description box as well our new website for you guys who are looking to either have one-on-one services with us, where I teach you directly how to do stuff yourself and just answer your questions, all that kind of stuff. And then all those other services. I'll leave a link for that down below for those of you that are interested. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely make sure to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate that. And then, like I always say, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to shout it out in the comments below, or you can reach out to me directly on our Discord group chat, which will be linked down below. It's totally free to join, as well as our Facebook group. You can join that as well. Link for that will also be in the description below. Again, those are all totally free. We don't charge for any groups, courses, any of that BS. The only thing that we have in terms of a service is only because you guys were asking me directly if I offered any type of service for like consultations and stuff like that. So we created this website literally this past week just to accommodate those of you that are wanting, those direct one-on-one services with us. So like I said, links for everything will be in the description box below. And if you have any questions, reach out to me directly in all those platforms. And until next time, guys, of course, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Keep on going out there, making your money, hustling, providing the life that you and your family deserve. And I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Take it easy, everybody.